Hello YouTube. It's about 8:45 Central Time, 9:45 Eastern Time. So I'm starting my day. I need to pick up at 1 o'clock. They said that I can get there 2 hours early. So meaning by 11 o'clock. It's about an hour drive here from Douglas, Georgia, over to Hazelhurst, Georgia. About 40 minutes away, but it's going to take me about an hour to get there. So we'll go back into trip planning for today. Going to open road, view my assignment. It takes a little while to pull up. So I'm editing another video. I made bacon chicken Caesar salad with 2 grilled ham and cheese sandwiches last night. Okay, so accepted loads, Hazelhurst, Georgia to Bentonville, Arkansas. So pick up at 1 o'clock, early as 11 a.m. Let's go ahead and pull this up on Google Maps. I'm at the Walmart distribution center right now, taking a little bit of time for Google. Okay, so Hatton Street. By looking at it yesterday, I know that American Footwear is right here. They only have a few docks. Just getting in here will be kind of tight. Again, going through a small town in Georgia seems to be normal. So 33 miles, 42 minutes. I was a little bit off. Looks like we take the 221 all the way up. Okay, and let's go in and add a stop. And 5800 Southwest Regional Road. There it is, pulls it right up. So as described, gonna have to back road it through Macon, pick up the 75 there, go into Atlanta, hop on Interstate 20, come over to Birmingham, then hop on the 22, get up into Memphis, Interstate 40, go through Little Rock, up into the Fort Smith area, and then up the 49. So I haven't seen this Bentonville. Deliveries at 5 o'clock on Monday morning. That will be a fun wake up. So at least I know the general route that I'll be taking. If I can make Memphis area, that would be nice. If not, then we'll just drive until find a good place to stop. So that is the route. Can say done. That one's ready to start. Now let's go into the Garmin. Agree. And it's that. And since I programmed it last night, it should pop right up. 37 Hatton Still Road. Go ahead and get this all set up.
Please drive to highlighted route.
All right. Hey, give me a little bit of time here. Stop, Garmin. Thank you. All right. And now that is set up, go into my logs. 521 miles yesterday from 10 hours of work, 52 mile an hour average. A little disappointing. Okay, so go in, start the pre-trip. Now, because I have to go over and pick up a trailer, this one will be the abbreviated pre-trip. So go ahead and turn on the lights, turn on the hazards, do the walk around, grab the gloves. And these Cascadias are easy to inspect. And there we go. That's one side. This deer guard is a little bit bigger. All right, come on, there we go. Pull that all the way down. One of the worst things that can happen to you is driving in the rain and running out of windshield washer fluid. Yep. There we go, it's full. So comment a 1 or write a 1 in the comments below if you've ever done that. Overfill it too much. All right, so the pre-trip inspection is a big concern for the truck driving students. You have to go through it correctly. Beginning at the front of the truck, your operating lights are secured. They're not broken, cracked, or damaged. They're the proper color, in this case orange. Open up the engine compartment, start on the passenger side, go top to bottom, back to front. So looking at the exhaust, everything's properly mounted and secured. All of these cords are in place. The alternator, properly mounted and secured. Belt has good tension. The belt is not torn, worn, or frayed. Check the secondary belt. Everything looks good with the other cords. You have the air dryer right here, properly mounted and secured, not broken, cracked, or damaged. Then you move to the tire. So looking inside, you have the brake chamber. This is the air line that comes into it, and it forces the discs to close on the brake. These are disc brakes here. Next, move to the suspension, to the shock absorber. Looking at the bushing inside, everything's properly mounted and secured. You have the tie rod that goes across to the other side. You have the leaf springs in here. These are difficult to check. You have the bushing right there and the bushing in the back. Okay, so this is all normal. And then you move to the tire itself. You have the wheel, the tire, the rim. You have your hub. Okay, so all the lug nuts are tight. There's no rust or discoloration on them. Your valve stem has a cap on it. And that completes the passenger side. Front mirror, side mirrors. Okay, and on the driver's side, you have your power steering fluid, you have your coolant fluid. Coolant level is correct. You have your engine oil fill. Again, hoses are not worn, torn, or frayed. They're properly mounted and secured. Going to the fuel intake side, there's no leaks. Usually on the back two of the Freightliner, as they get older, they will start to seep a little bit. And you have your dipstick to check the engine oil. I just had a service when I was there in Chicago, so it's still good. You don't have to check it every time. Here's your steering control. From the driver's steering wheel, links here. That's properly mounted and secured. Comes all the way down to the junction and to the tie rod. And here you have a cotter pin that must be attached. If any of these pieces do not look correct, that places the vehicle out of service because of its steering. Again, a cotter pin right here. And then your brake chamber, shock absorber, leaf springs with bushings inside to the disc brake. Everything looks normal. Same on the tires. Repeat that. That's the engine compartment basically. If I'm leaving anything out, write it down in the comments. That'll help me for next time. Okay. Go ahead and secure the hood. And remember to secure the hood on both sides. Otherwise you may forget. And when you do this day in and day out, you pick up on any changes pretty quick. There we go. Put that back in place. Do the same with that one. Now the deer guard is nice and sturdy. Signals and lights are working properly. The DEF, fuel tanks, airlines, all looking correct. And here you have the drivetrain. You have the air suspension for the cab. Coming into the first differential, the U-joints, all of this looks pretty good. You have the airbags, brake canisters. Okay, again, disc brakes here. The good thing about these tires, the sensor inside shows me the pressure for each one of them. What you're looking for on the tread, any flat spotting, you have to have the 2/32 of tread available. My fifth wheel plate has been recently greased, so all of this looks normal. Go to the rear of the tractor, functioning correctly. Have the reflectors, the mud flaps both sides. On the fifth wheel plate, you have these bolts. You do have a air slide inside the cab to where you can move the fifth wheel plate itself forward or back. And what happens is these two grooves will be released by the air in there, and then with the trailer attached and the brakes set on the trailer, you then move the tractor and that moves the fifth wheel plate, re-engage the air, and the pins will lock back in. I never touched that one. Okay, again, looking at the bushings, the leaf springs. So you hit the engine compartment, driver's side and passenger side. You do the suspension, you do the steering, the brakes, and then the wheel. So tire, rim, lug nuts. If you do each area as a set of threes, just go 1, 2, 3. Top, middle, bottom. Underneath, are there any leaks? Any obvious leaks? Left to right. And that's how you do a pre-trip on a tractor. So now, let's go back. And because I've already checked, turn off that, turn the lights to parking light, go into the messages from my dispatcher, and now here's the picture. So 2221, I had 202-223 that I dropped, so I need to come out, take a left, go to the 150, take a left, go to the first road, make a right, and then I'll be in the drop lot right here on the left. Go get hooked up and start moving back when I'm about to get loaded. Okay, so these are the two off-site drop lots for Walmart. I believe we do have another one over there, supposedly. And looking right in front of me is the DMN trailer. And that's the one I want. Luckily there's enough space in between. So I could have parked over here last night. Didn't even think to ask about that. The guards at the entry control point said, oh yeah, just go over here on the side lot. I was like, roger that. All right, so wanting to set up, just make a tight turn, get it lined up. And right about there. You want to back up to where you can see your back left drive tire. Let's go ahead and switch to on duty, go in here to comments, and this is drop and hook. Hit save, Now I'm saving my drive time. Not really sure if I want to work until 9 or 10 o'clock tonight, which would be 8 or 9 p.m. Central Time, but still the truck stops are filling up. Usually if you don't get there between 4 and 5 p.m. you're looking at reserved parking, meaning paid parking. Okay, so right there it's lined up. You can see the left tire is flush with the trailer. That's perfect. And feel the connection right about there. My alarm. Okay, hear the connection. Pop the air brake. Now, put the phone down. This one looks a little bit older. Go ahead, service line, the service brake line. The umbilical cord for power and signal, and the emergency air line. This one releases the brakes at the back. And even though I heard it, let's verify. You can see the locking bar going across. Usually a few turns will break it off the ground. And already I can see that the tandems are forward a little bit. Check to verify that. And just like that, we are connected. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Need to slide it 2 pins forward. Looking at the front axles here, and the front axle here, airbags, airlines look correct. Move in between, verify the lines. Tires are good. Oh, come on, this is not good. All right. And no straps. What a surprise. At least it's clean. Okay, same on the passenger side. Check the rear brake lines and canisters. Those are good. I'll pull forward, release the emergency brakes. I'll press the red button in. And you go and inspect the tandem axles again. All right, so red first. Wait for the air pressure. Should stabilize. Right at about 100. Good to go. Pull forward slowly and carefully. They do pack them in here tight. All right, let's go inspect the tandems with the air brake in. This powers the trailer's air system. And this is how you catch any issues with the air system. And that's normal. The back canister is filling, getting up to pressure. So the air pressure is coming back up. I expect it to get to 125, then it'll stabilize. All right. So I popped that, so I'm going to be able to slide the tandems. If that emergency air is pushed in. Okay. Alright, and look at a reference on the ground. That should be enough for 2 pins. One, two, three, 4, 5. So I need to back up. Okay, you saw that in the trailer, kind of rocked. One, two, three, 4, 5, perfect. Now the rear axle's set at 40 feet. Okay. 202,221. There it is, done. DVR going in for the trailer. Pre-trip inspection, safe to drive. Certify and submit. Back to hours of service. Go ahead and start here. Okay, so go back out to the light. Take the 2.6, then take the 32 across town. Or go back out to the light. Let's do Bowens Mill Road. It's the 206. Engine shutdown override. Then it turns into the 221. We want to take the 221 all the way up. To the 23. Okay, so now I have a good idea of the route. That cot was sneaky. Huh. Alright, starting to roll. Switching over to the dash cam.